Hello everyone and welcome to Grad Ball 2021. Bonjour et bienvenue au bal des finissants 2021. My name is Isabelle Racicot, speaking to you from Montreal, and I want to wish a warm welcome to all Pathways supporters tuning in from across the country to celebrate the successes of Pathways students this past year. Let me tell you that we've got some great programming to look forward to, including inspiring stories, messages, and performances showcasing a diversity of talent and experiences of Pathways youth. So get comfortable because we have an exciting hour in store for you. Before we begin, as we gather virtually, wherever we are today, we acknowledge that the ground beneath each of our feet is historically the land cared for and lived on by Indigenous peoples. We ask all of you at home to reflect and identify the names of the peoples who were the first to live, celebrate, and thrive upon the land where each of us now sit. I'm joining you from the traditional territory of the Kanien'kehá:ka, a place which has long served as a site of meeting and exchange amongst many First Nations, including the Kanien'kehá:ka of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, Huron-Wendat, Abenaki, and Anishinabeg. May we also acknowledge that the systemic challenges facing the Indigenous peoples is not limited to the past, and they are still present today. We therefore understand our role is to learn more about our own local areas and their accurate history, and continue to build our competency to act on the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's call to action. Okay, we've got lots of incredible stories to share with you today, but first, I'd like to extend a huge thank you to Grad Ball's presenting sponsor, SimCorp, for making this event possible. SimCorp has generously offered to match the first $25,000 of donations made this evening. So please, let's make them reach their maximum, okay? I'm counting on you. We're so very thankful for this immense support for the Pathways program. Thank you as well to the Platinum sponsors, Brookfield, RBC Future Launch, TD Bank Group, White Horse Liquidity Partners, the Gold sponsors, Davies, Desjardins, and Northbridge. J'aimerais aussi remercier les partenaires stratégiques de Passeport qui aident l'organisme à transformer le soutien qu'ils offrent aux jeunes partout au Canada. Je pense entre autres à la Fondation Azrieli, la Fondation pour les enfants du choix du président et Rio Tinto. Lastly, thank you to Pathways government partners for continuing to invest in the potential of Pathways students. Well, first off, let's take a moment to acknowledge that this year, like the last, has had its share of challenges for both students and Pathways staff. And as we have all done throughout the pandemic, Pathways program locations across the country have adapted to the changing circumstances, while Pathways students have shown an immense amount of resilience to stay motivated and engaged in their learning. But students in low-income communities continue to face immense barriers, and the gap between them and their education is unfortunately growing. Les élèves de communautés à faible revenu continuent de faire face à des obstacles importants et les écarts qui se creusent en matière d'éducation ne cessent de croître. From a lack of resources to effectively engage in virtual learning, increased financial pressures, and of course, barriers to overcoming learning loss, well, too many students don't have access to what they need to succeed in high school and beyond. Pathways is working hard to close that gap. And with your support, we will ensure all students have an opportunity to graduate from high school and reach their full potential. All right, now let's bring in Richard, chair of the Pathways Alumni Advisory Committee, along with fellow committee members Louis-Pa and Corinne.
Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Grad Ball 2021.
Le comité consultatif des diplômés est composé de diplômés passeports de partout au Canada qui aident Passeport pour ma réussite à avoir la plus grande incidence possible sur les jeunes.
With the benefit of our collective experiences, we also help to engage more than 8,000 young people who have graduated from the program.
Grad Ball is something everyone connected to Pathways looks forward to each year. It's a symbolic milestone.
It gives us a moment to celebrate all the incredible achievements of Pathways youth and be grateful for those who make their success possible.
À l'heure actuelle, les communautés passeports continuent de composer avec les répercussions disproportionnées de la pandémie sur les personnes vivant dans des milieux défavorisés.
But Pathways students have remained resilient and hopeful.
And as you saw earlier, since the start of the pandemic, Pathways staff have adapted and worked hard to ensure they stay connected to their education and continue their journey to high school graduation.
En fait, malgré les défis posés par la pandémie, Passeport a eu une incidence importante au cours de la dernière année.
Over 6,000 students were enrolled in the Pathways program across 27 program locations.
68% of Pathways graduates successfully transitioned to post-secondary education or training.
Plus de 1900 personnes ont consacré plus de 30 000 heures de bénévolat pour aider les élèves Passeport à réussir.
As the Alumni Advisory Committee, we too have adapted. We shifted our focus to build a sustainable support network for our fellow alumni.
We look at this as our opportunity to give back to the next generation, as Pathways supported us when we were younger.
Nous sommes bien conscients de l'incidence que Passeport a eue sur les communautés à faible revenu, qu'il s'agisse d'améliorer le taux de diplomation ou d'inspirer la prochaine génération de leaders canadiens.
And we know that the Pathways program would not be possible without the generosity of volunteers, donors, and partners like all of you watching this broadcast.
We truly appreciate your commitment and continued support. Pathways wouldn't exist without you.
Quoi qu'il arrive au cours de cette nouvelle année scolaire, grâce à votre soutien, nous comblerons le fossé entre les élèves des communautés à faible revenu et leurs études.
Thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Our next guest is a clear example of how Pathways helps young people to explore their talents and share them with the world. Here's Sidra, a Pathways alum who uses spoken word to spread her messages of inspiration and positivity.
I joined Pathways in my grade 10 year of high school. I did not join right off the bat in grade 9, mostly because I had a poor stigma when it came to tutoring and kind of just financial help in general. But as soon as I found out that my friends were in the program and I got involved, I found out that that stigma was just not correct, and I had a great life-changing experience there. Hi, my name is Sidra. I am an alumni of the Pathways Scarborough Village location, and today I'm here to read you a spoken word that I wrote. Spoken word has not only given me an outlet for creativity and for career options, but also just for my personal life and for my mental health, and just kind of a way to cope. Usually, once I get a line in my head or a topic that I really want to talk about, I just write it in my notes app on my iPhone, and then I kind of build on it from there, and I try to grab as many perspectives as I can in that poem. This piece was inspired by basically what the world has been going through for the past year and a half, and more specifically what high school students have been going through with having to take everything online with their learning and just make it all virtual. It was a little bit of a struggle, so I'm here to kind of communicate that to you all. Floating, not in the air, but remaining seated in our chairs, our minds drifting a ways away, while our bodies remain confined to our bedroom hideaway. In the distance, I see a fog filled with distant memories of joy and growth and understanding, but the image is unclear. This haze is a part of the pandemic they tend not to speak about, a remembrance of a time where pencils were drawn to paper and students were sat row by row, cogwheels spinning as questions were answered, answers were questioned, and minds were blown. Now, with the spread of this contagious virus, we're sat on our beds and we question the lack of motivation inside of us. It feels as if a year and a half of learning has been taken from our grasp. Quite suddenly, we were plunged into Zoom calls and bright screens and half days, taking away half our time and wasting the other. I swear I'll have a breakdown if I have to go into another breakout. The headaches, the subpar Wi-Fi, the half-done syllabuses, it's all too much. They expect us to still connect with one another while simultaneously battling a poor Wi-Fi connection, expected to pay attention, be alert, change your shirt, please. I'm in my bedroom. There is no safe haven here. I need a place to go with the purpose of learning and academic connection, but with my small home with too many people and not enough space, how can studying be my intention? They expect us to break barriers and grow, but the ceiling, it's too low. How can we reach our potential when our resources are limited? We are restricted to our own homes, our own chairs, and our own devices. We are stuck, cut off from meaningful socialization and conversation. It is so hard. We never got to prepare for this mess. In school, we sat at our desks row by row. When a teacher asked if we knew an answer, we could actually say yes. Now, we are riddled with anxiety, having to virtually raise our hand and press unmute to speak. A digital world of fear and uncertainty. I certainly lose my voice when all the attention is on me. But know that you are not alone. Despite the loneliness you may feel, the people online are real. They share the same thoughts and struggles, different situations, sure, but same battles. You have a network of people who are willing to help build your mindset and self-worth and your social life as well. Overcome and achieve self-love and belief is all that you need. Take your time, ask for help, take a breath, you'll be fine. Your situation still brings possibility and prosperity, and with the right tools, you'll finally be able to feel free.
Bravo, Sidra. Wasn't that incredible? Like, spoken word is such a powerful mode of self-expression. And we're so grateful to Sidra for sharing her latest poem with us. So if you would like to contribute, I invite you to make a donation now to help Pathways reach even more young people. Your generosity is really appreciated. And we know that when we work together, we can ensure all students facing situations of disadvantage can get the support they need. So making a donation is really simple. All you have to do is click on the donate ou le bouton donner at the bottom of your screen, and know that right now, and for the duration of this broadcast, SimCorp, our presenting sponsor, has committed to match every donation, every single one of them, up to $25,000. So please get donating. As I mentioned earlier, because of the impacts of the pandemic and public health measures, Pathways locations were forced to adapt how they deliver their program. Program leaders and student advisors responded to this challenge with agility and resourcefulness. And Pathways students themselves pitched in and offered creative solutions. So here's a look at 3 Pathways initiatives that were run virtually this year.
Our entire program functioned as an in-person program, and we had to, within 2 weeks, figure out an entire system that really never existed before, nor did we fathom we would need to.
And what we did is we set up programming virtually using Zoom.
Ben nous, on était quand même assez chanceux. On n'a pas fait beaucoup de télétravail. On a réussi quand même à être en présentiel. C'était juste en petit groupe bulle là, qu'on pouvait se rencontrer, mais on avait quand même la chance là, de pouvoir poursuivre un petit peu de la même manière que d'habitude.
So the career fair that we put together this year was really based on how we can get them to get online and get that information that we know they're researching for. We wanted to make sure that they can have fun, they can learn about other people and learn about different careers, and also kind of coordinate getting to see staff again. So having this career fair gave them a chance to see the different jobs, see the different careers, and see the different people, really explain who they are and who they became to be, and then asking the students the questions, who do you want to be, really kind of mesh them together to get that going.
All of a sudden, we're joining people from 2 different teams to support young people virtually, right? And I also think that, it's kind of cool that young people from Surrey got to work with some young people from Vancouver in a mentoring session, for example, because they would never probably have met otherwise.
We no longer were geographically restricted. Our location was Zoom.
I was able to get the best grade that I've ever gotten in high school in my grade 12 year. And it was mainly just through the Pathway program by the support offered.
Je trouve qu'on a peut-être le lien s'est solidifié avec les jeunes qu'on était capable de garder. Puis même durant cet été, on a ouvert des activités estivales. Puis les jeunes ont embarqué. Fait que là, ça a fait comme conséquence que à l'automne, à l'inscription, on a eu beaucoup plus de jeunes. Il y avait hâte de s'impliquer et de participer au programme.
A really sweet moment for the youth who I've tutored through Zoom in the fall and then again during summer school. And he was very consistent with attendance. And during our last session before summer break, he expressed how grateful he was for Pathways and how the Pathways program has helped him finish the school year successfully.
C'est pas incroyable de voir les élèves et le personnel se réunir pour trouver des nouvelles façons d'aider les jeunes à poursuivre leurs études et à nouer des liens avec les autres? J'adore ça. Despite the continuing challenges of delivering the program this year, Pathways staff across the country remain committed to Pathways to Education's mission. Pathways is currently exploring what our next phase of innovation will be, and we've been working diligently with our partners across Canada over the past year to generate new and novel ideas to best support youth. This includes the completion of our recent Summer of Innovation project across Quebec to test new solutions and generate ideas for the future. Also, during fall 2021, we are engaging with Indigenous young people in Western Canada to gather their input into what's most important to them. So Pathways looks forward to providing an update on that work.
L'écart s'agrandit entre les élèves des communautés défavorisées et leur éducation. Faites un don pour les aider à obtenir leur diplôme d'études secondaires.
Now we'll hear from a Pathways alum who has taken great strides since graduating back in 2012. Yeah, we reconnected with Nike to see what he's been up to.
When I started Pathways, the word education came up a lot. It seemed very one-dimensional, but now that I've gotten to see what the program is about, it's not all about education, it's about life. Growing up in this neighborhood definitely wasn't 100% positive, because I'm from Markham-Neglinton, where they call it M&E. People would always say, oh, you're from M&E, you're gonna end up in a gang, you're gonna end up in jail. And the way that kind of impacted me was I was always surrounded by negativity. I came to Canada about 5 years ago. I was new to Canadian culture. I remember in grade 8, people would just bully me because I was just that kid that I wasn't really socially involved with everyone else. Before Pathways, I didn't really believe in myself, plain and simple, you know? In grade 9, I joined Pathways. Pathways just really showed me I didn't have to be part of the negativity. I could have dreams, have goals, and that was really the turning point in my life. One of the most important people at Pathways for me is Ronnie. She's not only a mentor, she's actually family now. In my life, every time I get close with someone or I get to know someone, they go away for whatever reason. Like, they're never really there permanently. At Pathways, people, they're gonna stay there and help you and make sure you succeed. I just don't see education the same way. I would go to school and just do the work I had to do. I wasn't really engaged in learning. I just did what I had to do to get by, really. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I didn't have any unique dreams or unique goals. The people at Pathways have taught me that I can pursue my interests, but I can do that with school. I can focus on my music, but I can still get a full-rounded education. Now, I have dreams. I want to go to Ryerson for radio and television arts. All my focus right now is getting there. I actually see these things as like things I can accomplish. Sometimes, and I really see where I've been taken from and where I am now. And I just want to help people. That's why I love music, because I believe that music has a way to make people feel something, and music can change lives. Take away any ideas in your mind that you don't need support, because you do. Like, we're human. We need support. We need people around us to support us. And Pathways, all it is just support in your life.
Looking back on this video, I just wanted to share my story. I was this kid from Scarborough Village about to graduate from high school. I had no idea what was about to come next. My name's Nike, and it's been almost 10 years since that video was made. Here's what I've been up to since then. Seeing everything that went into making that video and the finished product in 2012 was incredible for me. I was fascinated at how filmmaking was able to tell my story. From that moment, I decided I wanted to tell stories the same way this video told mine.
We wanted to give a sense of dignity and beauty to the neighborhood that, might have had certain stereotypes. So we wanted to use a lot of natural light and have the community and yourself represented in really the most authentic way.
I wanted to go to Ryerson to study media.
Nike Vallis.
I made it to Ryerson. And I got into the program of my dreams. Being a student in university showed me how empowering education can be. But sitting in my classes at Ryerson, there weren't many students that looked like me or the people from my community. Communities like Scarborough Village. In 2013, I received the TD Scholarship for Community Leadership, a national scholarship that awards 20 students across Canada from a pool of thousands of applicants. Ronnie, my mentor at the time, told me about the scholarship and thought I should apply. That scholarship really transformed a lot of things for me. It not only helped me financially, but also helped me to grow professionally. I worked in different corporate environments at TD, and from there, built a professional career. Now, I'm working in video production, doing what I love, which is telling stories.
And now I'm coming back to my community, helping students who are interested in media. So it's been amazing being able to come and help my community.
I've gone back to the Scarborough Village Pathways program and organized different creative workshops. I went back to tell the students what's possible, and that's really been a full circle moment for me.
I really see you as a bit of a symbol of hope. Your story, your life, in combination with the help that you were able to get through Pathways, it launched you off.
Accomplishing all of my goals has been really fulfilling for me, and I'm really proud of my story. But I don't think it stops there. I think there's more Nikes out there with similar dreams. I still want to show others what's possible. If this kid from Scarborough Village can do it, you can too.
Oh, I love his story. So inspiring. And you know what? I think it's wonderful to see the many different ways that Pathways to Education impacts these young people and prepares them for the future. For our next segment, I would like to introduce a very courageous and inspiring Pathways alum from the graduating class of 2021. Having your last 2 years of high school impacted by the pandemic was incredibly hard for so many students. But this young woman found hope and perseverance from the network of support that Pathways provided. So please welcome Brittany.
Hi everyone, my name is Brittany and I'm a Pathways Regent Park alum, and I graduated as of June of 2021. I feel like Pathways has had a strong impact in my life because I've been through the program for 4 years, so it has kind of resided in most of my life. Pathways definitely did help me a lot with school because they had a lot of programs that were after school, like homework club, which I feel was very important in my high school career. Being able to go through different university students and volunteers who are specials in their subject was something that was very important because I can get a lot of help outside of school and with students who are also in the program. So you get to socialize with students, which is one aspect of the homework club. So I'm interested in the Track 1 engineering program at U of T because I really like the environment of Toronto, and being able to stay here and travel into TTC and explore different cuisines in Toronto is something that's important to me. Also, I really like that the program specifically at U of T is undeclared, which means that I can explore different streams of engineering. And during high school, I really like sciences and physics and computer science and business. So being able to hone in on what I specifically like is important. So that's why I decided to go with U of T engineering program. What Pathways means to me is community, and I feel like a community is very important when you're talking about high school, and specifically for me because I grew up in Regent Park for the majority of my life. So being able to have a sense of community, not just in a school environment, but outside of school through engaging programs, which is I think really important. If you're very nervous about starting high school, they for sure provide a platform for you to be able to explore and meet new people, so you don't feel like you're going in by yourself head on. My mentors at Pathways also did help me with my university applications and through different scholarships because they knew that I was struggling a bit, and they kept constantly contacting me about different opportunities and also about which programs I'm interested in, and just constant feedback and checking in on me, which I thought was really important. They also let me know about scholarships, which I thought was great because it's pretty expensive to do engineering at U of T. So they let me know about scholarships, which was great, so that I can apply for them, and I won, so that's great.
Thank you, Brittany, and we wish you lots of success. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We're so privileged to be able to meet such inspiring young people, and I, for one, can't wait to see what kind of impact they'll have on their communities and Canada at large. Of course, we wouldn't be here today without the commitment of our sponsors. For the past 5 years, SimCorp has demonstrated a remarkable dedication to supporting Pathways youth and their education. Listen to this. Across Canada, SimCorp employees have shared their expertise, knowledge, and time with Pathways communities, provided alumni of the program with employment and professional development opportunities, and contributed services, resources, and expertise for Pathways staff. So, here's a message from Pathways partner SimCorp to our Pathways graduating class of 2021.
Congratulations on your graduation. Pursue your dreams, you will make the difference. I know you can do it, and I wish you good luck.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations to all the graduates.
Hi, I'm Donna Kinishida, and I head up our growth and strategy team here at SimCorp. I just wanted to say congratulations to all of our Pathways graduates. Kudos to all of you for graduating in unprecedented times and clearly having a unique education experience this past year.
You have achieved a great milestone today, enduring many hardships and working diligently to achieve your success. This challenging and stressful time is only temporary. After all, you are graduating. I am so immensely proud of all of you. Throughout this past 4 years, you have created memories that you will cherish forever. And although this chapter has been finished, a new and exciting chapter awaits all of you.
To the Pathways graduates, congratulations.
Once again, if you feel inspired to do so, I encourage you to make a donation this evening by using the donate, le bouton donner at the bottom of your screen, or you can also go to gradball.ca. Know that every donation counts and helps us impact the lives of even more youth. Next up, I would like to introduce you to a longtime supporter of the Pathways program, the Honorable Gloria J. Epstein. Judge Epstein has been a champion for Pathway students for many years and truly believes in the power of Pathways to impact the lives of young people. So we spoke with Judge Epstein to find out more about what Pathways means to her.
Hi, my name is Gloria Epstein. I'm on the board of directors of Pathways to Education. I've been on the board since 2013, that's 8 years. I was significantly impacted by Pathways' purpose to break the cycle of poverty through education. Through its progress, it was obviously doing a very good job from the numbers that were provided to us. And I like the people. I connected with the people. As a member of the board, I learned a great deal. I learned that it was serious business, that you have to prepare a lot for the meetings and you have to show up to the meetings. I listened to other people, I watched them, I talked to them, and bit by bit, I at least hope I started to make the kind of contribution I wanted to make as a board member of this incredible organization. The other part is my connection with people, and that is I wanted to get to know the staff members better, and I wanted to get to know the people on the ground better, the people out there at our various program locations. So I did two things. One is I wound up getting on the HR committee, which gives me a chance to work with Pathways staff. And the other is I made a commitment to go out and personally visit as many program locations as I could and meet the people, the students, the parents, the staff members who are working in our various locations and see what they actually do. Because going back to my first point about being a board member, sitting at the table and being able to understand what staff members were talking about when they talked about what was going on across Canada, the work, the real work of Pathways. I've never regretted a day or a dollar of my resources that went to Pathways. And I urge current donors to keep up the good work, to help us do more and more of what we're doing to help all these students go forward in life. And I encourage those who haven't yet thought of committing to Pathways financially or in other ways to give it a shot. You won't regret it, and you'll soon learn what I've learned, and that is how rewarding it is and how important it is in a broader spectrum. I'm sorry that we aren't all together, but I look forward to being together again soon, and I hope to meet more of you, some who may be listening in today, and I'd be happy to talk more about Pathways and see if I could entice you to support the organization as many others have.
Thank you, Judge Epstein. It's because of people like her and you that Pathways can continue to help students in low-income communities with the academic, the financial, and social supports they need to succeed. Wow, I find that this year's Grad Ball has been incredibly moving. I hope that you've been inspired as much as I have by the resilience and hope embodied by the young people we've heard from today. And once again, it proves that we can overcome obstacles when we come together and support one another. And on that note, if you would like to make a donation tonight, yes, last time I'm asking, but it would be greatly appreciated. And let me remind you that SimCorps will match the first $25,000 of donations. And I want to also take the time to say thank you to those who have already donated. If you look at the bottom of your screen, you can already see the incredible amount that we've raised so far. So here we are at the end of our broadcast. On behalf of Pathways to Education, I would like to say a big thank you to all of you for tuning in and for supporting the remarkable young people that are impacted by the Pathways program. Each and every one of you is making a difference in the lives of students living in low-income communities, and you're helping to close the gap between students and their education. You're also helping to create a brighter future for Canada. So thank you so very much, and we look forward to seeing you again next year. Merci beaucoup. Au plaisir de vous revoir l'an prochain. Bonne fin de soirée tout le monde. Good night.
The gap between students in low-income communities and their education is growing. Donate to help them graduate from high school.